Welcome to Unknown Journey on our trip to Cambodia into the heart of darkness. My name is Tim Harder and I'm the host of this journey in which we try to make sense of what happened in Cambodia and all the mystic stuff around Cambodia, which still resonates in people's heads today. During the Vietnam War, army was retreating and everything expanded beyond Vietnam's borders into Cambodia. And Cambodia became entangled in a struggle which helped reshaping its future. War, instability, and of course starving people, all a very good setup if you plan to ruin a society. War caused by someone who actually promised an agricultural utopia and basically delivered a genocide. What they basically did was they thought it was a good idea if you produce all the nutrition yourself. So of course you can do it. Agriculture provides multiple possibilities for this. But Pol Pot was convinced that everybody who was remotely intelligent or sophisticated or educated should be killed. So he did. And this led to a very interesting experience. And I sound more cynical than I am because I still believe in humans. In this case, this man, he emerged basically out of nothing. And what made it possible was something I would like to tell you about. The story of Pol Pot is the story of a basically, I think he was crazy, he was mental. This guy was basically convinced that he could feed all the people from the fields by utilizing agricultural methods, and at the same time he was convinced that everything based on science must be eradicated. So what he basically did was he killed everybody who looked remotely intelligent. So if you wore glasses, not these shades, I mean really glasses, reading glasses, if you were educated, any kind of engineer, possibility was high that it was pretty likely that you would be killed. And this is what basically happened. Now the agricultural utopia, it worked in a way that people were forced to do manual labor on the fields. And every scientist or every educated person who wasn't killed had the choice to work on the fields doing manual labor. And I remember a movie which really had a great impact on me. It's quite a sinister stuff, but if you want to learn about Cambodia, you should watch it. The movie is called The Killing Fields. And I remember one scene in which one of the scientists stood up in front of the prisoners in the prison camp. And he stood in front of the other prisoners and he basically apologized for being an educated person. He apologized for being kind of intelligent and seeking the truth through science. He says that he hopes that people might forgive him. The consequence was that he was allowed to do manual labor, and of course he got food. So people there were not allowed to grow food by themselves. They only could do it when forced to do manual labor for the government. But he at least was allowed to go out on the fields and do manual labor. So, and it ended up in the most appalling way. It was so terrible. And there's one interesting side note on helicopters. Now, when you fly a helicopter, I've been doing it myself, you learn something. All action movies are basically crap, because the controls are so sensitive, and you see in the movies that they do is like this. This doesn't work. So especially in an emergency situation, you need to be calm. I landed my first helicopter 3 years ago. So I think 3 years ago, I landed it myself, and I had help of a pilot who trained me, and she said that because of the storm going on, wind was raging, I nearly ended up so to speak, to like a spear, ram it into the ground, and especially the back rotor, it was like. But I managed to get in control again, take control again, and this taught me a lot, because in the Vietnam War and also in Cambodia, they've been utilizing these Huey helicopters. These are really capable. There's great helicopters as far as for me, yeah. But besides of that, they are so sensitive in steering, so you have a rollover within the blink of an eye. So you need to be careful, really careful. And this is when you see these action movies. This is just a shadow of how it really was. And if you're interested in finding out more, you should really read biographies of these pilots. There are a couple of them out there. Just have a read and you will learn how dangerous that actually was. Because when I was a kid, I thought, well, as soon as you see the helicopter, you run towards it, and you've been reaching it, and it goes up into the sky, you are safe. I know one pilot in person. He said that one bullet it went up his back into his helmet and went out. So that was really millimeters away from being shot, and it was through the seat of the helicopter, which is why you see also in the movies a lot of soldiers really placing their helmet underneath their butt, because when the bullets come from the ground, they might hit you, and you place your helmet under your butt. But this is nothing a pilot can do, because they have to fly the helicopter, and this is why he was millimeters away from being really shot dead. I think this is what traumatized him the most, he said. Yeah, but he's alive, so. Yeah, I was fortunate enough to meet a man whose family have been boat people. Now, what does that mean? Boat people means if you are in a war zone and you're trying to escape, you can do it by air, sea and land. So they were not able to do it on land. They could not fly because the helicopters were full. He had one little kid about 1 year of age, and I know this guy personally. And his wife was Chinese, so it's not a good setup if you have a regime which is delivering a genocide. So he tried to escape, and now what happened was, because the Vietnam War had spilled over the borders of Cambodia, they've been trying to escape by boat, and they managed to do so. The story of it, and this is the nice part. He went on to search for the beauty in life, and he went to a monastery. So basically he became a monk for, I think, 2 years or so. And in this setup, I don't know why, but he went to China, really. And the thing is that because of the setup, it was possible that he could keep his family. So this was okay, but he lived as a monk in the monastery, took his family with him. I know that sounds crazy, but it really happened. I know him in person, not from an article or a blog post. And I really know that guy. And unfortunately, he's so old, and he doesn't want to be on camera. So you have to believe me. And he went to the monastery, and then he really learned all the fighting techniques of the Shaolin. So not everything, of course, but a lot of it. This caused him to train his son when he got older. And I think there's one dialogue which I remember really well. His son told me. I had been asking his son, well, how come that you stopped learning Kung Fu? I mean, your father has been a Shaolin for a couple of years, and so why did you stop? You have the best coach in the world. And he said, yes, but you know, the training is also about, you know, rolling iron bars over your legs so they become immunized, and you don't feel the pain so much when you're fighting. And I said to my father, look, father, I want to go to the club and dance, and this is not possible if you train me with these iron bars. That sounds cruel, sounds terrible, but he was 16 or so, and he says, I want to learn Shaolin. So his dad said, okay, this is the way we're training it. But they stopped immediately, of course, when this didn't work out. But his son really said, Dad, I think the Shaolin thing is not for me. I want to go dancing in the club. His father agreed because, you know, he was grown up in a war zone and escaping by boat. So his father thought, okay, it's the right thing if my son wants to have some fun. Yes. So the son was fortunate enough to being allowed to go to the club. This is the end of a promising Shaolin career, but I think you might agree with me that in this case I have an opinion, because I know that happened, and I think it's good that it went that way, didn't it? And regarding the iron bars on the legs, I've been training Muay Thai, which is Thai boxing, so Muay Thai in a fighter gym for, I think, a year. And for me it was, we did similar things, but not with iron bars. I've never experienced it. And I really think that someone should check this out, but preferably not me. Now imagine this, you grow all the food on the fields and you're utilizing machines, techniques, which have to be maintained. Now I just imagine SpaceX putting up a rocket into the sky and killing all the engineers to maintain it. This is what they did in Cambodia. This was what Pol Pot thought would be the solution to all of his problems. Killing everybody capable of maintaining the machines. So I think you know how this is gonna end. So the story, yeah, of course, if you have no one to maintain any kind of administration and maintenance of the machines and all the agricultural techniques, well, it's chaos. and in the end, no food. For me, there's one question which drives me and keeps on driving me throughout all these years. How can a society, how can people go that far, lose their moral compass? When I was a kid, and I think definitely too young for it, I watched Apocalypse Now. And Apocalypse Now by Francis Ford Coppola, and it's a movie about the Vietnam-Cambodia situation and how everything ends up in madness, which was previously a well-organized military operation. So what you saw is that the moral compass somehow wasn't there anymore, and I think some people are talking about experiments of the government with the soldiers, and you might have heard of programs like everything from MK Ultra till several simple brainwashing programs and stuff, and drugs and Agent Orange and everything. I think we cannot really tell the truth, because a lot of this is propaganda, and I don't know it myself, and I'm not interested in blaming anyone, because this isn't about politics. This is about being human, staying human in a critical situation. And in extraordinary circumstances, people tend to reveal their character. And you will always find people who then step up to help other people. And you will find the people who obey. And the younger you are, the more difficult it is to stand up against oppression and against unfair treatment of your fellow people. So it is really difficult. So it's not on me to blame anybody, but it's on me to search for the answer. How can a society basically lose the moral compass? In the movie you see psychedelic sequences and everything, and it's really well made, because it shows how people really get lost, how consciousness really dissolves, and you became one with the jungle, basically, and all the madness within it. And there's one scene in which Colonel Kurtz, the villain of that movie, played by the famous Marlon Brando, really just has a prisoner of war, and he takes the head of a fellow prisoner of his and just rolls the head towards him. And I think this is the moment in which the prisoner begins to scream, really desperately. So I think you can imagine, and the torture and all of that going on. But what's really interesting is how quickly structures, organizations, and bonds between people can be erased, basically eradicated. Because if you take a look at Angkor Wat, the mystic city deep in the Cambodian jungle, you will see that the decay of it, the demise of that empire, basically went on pretty quickly. They've been developing this and that, and it went on, I think, through decades, and then suddenly everything was over within the blink of an eye. I've been asking myself, how come? But if you see our modern society, you see that individual borders, red lines to be crossed, there aren't red lines anymore. You can do this and that, and everything dissolves into one mixture, one mesh, one monster mesh. And I think if you're inside a jungle, and you have all the propaganda in your head, your fellow comrades are desperate, you are desperate, and everything's violence. I think, you might get to a point where you say, look, this is mine, I'm gonna take it, and no matter what the obstacles are, I'm gonna take this and bring it home. For instance, treasures, anything of value, and stuff. really thinking about Cambodia and what happened under Pol Pot was basically something which makes it impossible not to talk of the Khmer Rouge. And the Khmer Rouge, they had a regime going on which was so terrible and so cruel. And they basically tried to get hold of all the treasures and all the things of value and tried to grab it. And what they did was they destroyed a lot of things in doing it. For instance, the old ruins, the mystic ruins, which I would really like to visit. A friend of mine just has been there and he told me everything's broken. And it's really, they took the sculptures and say, okay, we put a rope around it and then we take the lorry and then we drag it somewhere. Yeah, this is what they did, and crack. So basically it was broken. And this is what happened in many cases. So it's pretty unlikely that we find a lot of value which is still intact. I think we would have to reconstruct it. Of course, it's well worth a trip, and if you like to go there, please do so. You will have a lot of fun, and the ruins are amazing, pretty stunning, marvelous. So go there. But considering how it had looked before the destruction took place, I think this must have been kind of a heaven for every modern archaeologist. But I think it's hard to imagine, because we see all these broken things. Of course, you see gunfire having impacted the stone walls to an extent that it's barely recognizable as a proper surface. But it doesn't matter, because this also tells the history of what would happen. And I know that if you go diving on a trip in the rivers there, you might find one or the other fragment of a sculpture. And I think it's well worth trying it, but for this you need to ask the government, of course. You cannot go there and go diving in the ruins, so please ask them before you do this. But I think you might find something. And since the regime of the Khmer Rouge is gone, I think it's good to look forward into the brighter future, and you can already see Cambodia opening up to the West. The last 20 years or so, increasingly opening up, and all for the young people, a lot of opportunities now, either to travel or really to realize their own dreams, achieving their goals. So I think we can be optimistic. And please keep in mind, Cambodia is Cambodia, Vietnam is Vietnam, the States are the States, Germany is Germany, and Europe is Europe. We are all people, and we can be friends. So it's not about governments or regimes, it's about we can be friends, and we can do things together. So please keep this in mind when you're watching episodes like this. Yes, regime, horrible. What took place, terrifying. And it's so cruel to think about all the fates, all the people affected until today. But we can be friends, we can overcome this. So please keep it in mind when you seeking out the next episodes of Unknown Journey. Thanks for watching, and take care.